Hello, this is Tom Cahill. It's Friday the 26th of July 2024. I'm in Gillingham Park. To the gate there, right, that is east. I'm facing east now. That's south. That's west. And that's north. Now that gate can be accessed from Park Avenue, and this is Gillingham Park. Now see this memorial here, what that is it's a fireman and a little boy leaning up against something in a casual manner. But this has always confused me. I think it's totally inappropriate. Like it won't really show up on the camera, but this is like a bump in the ground. It's not on a pedestal like a normal monument is normally put up. Yeah, normally it's put on a pedestal. Might even have a little like fence around it, a little gated thing around it to keep dogs away. Instead, this one gets pissed on by dogs every day, and probably people as well, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, dogs are fond of pissing on this. Right now, this is all about, it's also got this strange crest on it. Maybe that's the Medway fire service, but it doesn't look like it has any bearing, any relationship to a fire service. It's got nothing to do with really fire on it, has it? Or maybe those leaves are representative of fire around the side, I don't know. Anyway, so you've got the fireman hat, you've got the little boy casually slumped up against this thing where dogs go for pisses every day. Right, and remember that with certain religious groups, if you make a sacrifice of a Gentile, you're not allowed to bury it. You have to leave it, like you can obscure it, you know, but you're not allowed to bury it or throw it down a well or anything. You have to leave it there on the floor for it to be found. It's not allowed to be buried. It's part of the disrespect. Anyway, fireman's wedding tragedy. At the start of the 20th century, a summer fete was held annually in Gillingham Park in aid of St. Bartholomew's Hospital Fund. The finale was always a rescue and firefighting demonstration by the men of the Gillingham Fire Brigade, local men, naval cadets and Sea Scouts. Dressed as a wedding party, they would enter a purpose-built wooden building tower. Gillingham Fire Brigade would then rescue them, showing their skills. Once the party was safely out of the tower, a real fire would be lit to allow the fire brigade to demonstrate their firefighting abilities. On Thursday the 11th of July 1929, the demonstration went tragically wrong. Once the party were in the tower, the flames were seen at the base of the building. The spectators, who included many relatives of the people inside the tower, didn't realise that this was not part of the demonstration, that the screams from the occupants were real. It was only when figures engulfed in flames and illuminated by a searchlight started leaping from the roof that the reality of the situation hit them. Despite extinguishing the fire quickly, everyone who was brought out was either dead or would die within a few days. 9 boys between the ages of 10 and 14 were among the 15 victims, which also included 3 local men and 3 firemen. Now, if you look around this monument, as they call it, it's called a monument, and that's who's died there, right? Like, there's no sign of who actually made the monument. There's no maker's mark on it. But for me, it's all a little bit too casual. The look of it is completely inappropriate, and it's not on a pedestal. It's just stuck in some like what's that like? That's like, I don't know what you call it. Cold pressed blacktop stuff that you get out of a packet and you just sort of push it down and eventually it hardens. But it's not the same as stuff you get out of bags to do little minor repairs around things like lampposts and stuff like that normally. Or, you know, round manholes where you have that dig the manhole up and replace it, that kind of thing. Anyway, the point with this is it all seems very suspicious. Now, very near here, you've got the Jezreel's Jubilee Clip Factory. Jezreel's was a cult which had to be put down by the army because apparently they went on a murdering spree and the army was called out to shoot them, and they all got shot dead. That's round the corner from here. It's no longer used as a Jubilee Clip factory. I don't actually think it's used for anything at the minute, and they've actually built some flats on a part of the land which used to be the car park. But that's very near here, so that's actually a bit of British history you don't really ever hear about, the Jezreel's cult. They wanted to build like a tower to heaven. They were from Gillingham, and then in the other direction, that would be sort of in a westerly direction along the A2, the old Roman road, the old Kent road. And then in the other direction you've got the Will Adams monument, but they're both very, very near to this location. Will Adams was the one who opened up Japan to the west, and he brought gunpowder with him, various shipping tactics, you know, sailing routes, and he was kidnapped by the Japanese. He wasn't allowed to leave, and he had to leave his family. He got remarried there, and eventually he became like an emissary for the Japanese government. Now, if you know how racist Japanese are, the idea that they'd let anyone just go round talking on their behalf is all very far-fetched. But I don't know. I'm not necessarily doubting the story. It just all seems extremely bizarre. But anyway, he was from Gillingham. There's quite a lot of famous people from Medway, but Will Adams probably one of the most important ones. Thomas Waghorn, the man with the eternal traffic cone on his head, etc. But anyway, this whole thing seems very, very, very suspicious. I don't take it on its face value because it doesn't make any sense, and I also don't think that this is an appropriate memorial. I don't think its placing just on the ground on a little bit of raised rubberized type concrete blacktop is really appropriate. I don't really understand what this sign means up there, because I've never seen that in relation to anything to do with the fire brigade nor anything else. Why would you have a fire brigade sign on the top anyway? Because it wasn't about the fire brigade, it was about all the people who got killed, only one of which was a fireman. So you don't celebrate the fire service that's gone and made a wicker man and killed a load of people, do you? As part of some kind of extremely questionable demonstration which resulted in all these people dying. Again, this area is not unfamiliar with major accidents like munitions factories blowing up, sending heads, 20 miles and landing in London and stuff like that. And of course you've got the worst traffic accident in history, where a bus went along the dock road and ran over like 20 little children school scouts because they had nowhere to escape, because it's a great big wall, and the buses just scraped them all up and just bang, 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 got all of them, killed them all. But anyway, I think this is inappropriate, and I think the thing is that the story's very, very suspect. It's all a little bit occultish, and looks like it's probably deliberate. I don't really see how you can have a tower and how it can just go up in flames without them just all running down and running out. I just don't see it. And of course you've got the fire brigade there, so why didn't they just put it out? Doesn't make any sense. Looks like it's some kind of highly organised deliberate event, not an accident. I don't see how you can have an accident when the fire brigade's there with water to spray at it and all that. I just don't see how it can happen. And of course it wouldn't be a proper building, would it? It would probably be open, so they could have climbed down on the outside. Again, you've got water hoses, powerful water hoses. How can it possibly happen? All very suspicious, only reinforced by the fact they've put this quite cheap looking memorial not on a plinth, which is what you do when you're venerating things or whatever. It might not be the right word. And letting dogs piss up against it all the time and not keeping it clean. Anyway, that's what I think. My name's Tom Cahill. I'm in Gillingham Park. That's the gate which you can access it, which is Park Avenue. To the left of your picture is north, and to the right of your picture is south, and that's Park Avenue. Right, thanks very much. It's been Tom Cahill. It's Friday the 26th of July 2024. Please let me know what you think. I'd be interested.